And so we have a buy to sell move here. They're at an IT candle right now. I wouldn't be surprised if this shifts and comes back up to fill out some of this stuff. And we've got close to equal highs here, so we might see some action maybe back up into this zone, depending on dollar strength. So yeah, it's getting pretty close to making equal bottoms there. So I might actually wait on this one and see if it wants to punch liquidity before it shoots up once it gets down here. Kind of see how price reacts.
You still like USD SEC?
Yeah, USD SEC and USD NOK are like becoming two of my favorite pairs to trade. So here is, let me switch to the 1 hour. This is USD NOK. I saw it come down, and so it pierced lows here, came up, retested IT and dropped. I kind of missed it, but I caught the short here and wrote it down to take profit. And then I'm currently in, well, not right now, I closed for the weekend because I don't want to leave this stuff open, but I'm looking to get along if it wants to stick here and we get some dollar strength. And if not, then I'm going to wait for the liquidity punch and then we'll get dollar strength. I'm thinking that because last week was such a bloodbath for USD that we've got to see some rebound on it.
Yeah,
I would at least hope.
I think that might come into play around like Tuesday-ish, turnaround Tuesday, because like
Yeah.
you know, all the kind of, we'll probably see some gaps because of all the media stuff this weekend about the election. So we'll probably see some gaps against the dollar. And like I said in the chat, that might create punch out those liquidity pools on dollar Swiss and dollar CAD and dollar SEC as well. It seems like everything's lining up pretty well, and then the dollar potentially make quite a comeback.
That's what I'm hoping. And then because I like trading USD NOK and SEC, I have been watching oil a little bit. So it looks like we've got a little bit of rejection on the 382. So I'm hoping that it'll come down and then we'll get dollar strength because I want to hit some good longs. I think that it's got a little more potential to the upside on those pairs. But we'll see how it goes with that. And then what else? I was looking at gold and silver. So I really don't know what's going to happen with this.
Hey, what's up, traders? Hope you like this video. Doing a $100 giveaway for everybody that likes, comments, and is subscribed to our channel. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and you'll be entered in the drawing. Enjoy the video.
Up here, and then silver has already punched this liquidity, and I actually had a sell limit right here on 25,823. So that one I have open. I'm going to see how that goes. It's looking like it's going a little bearish here, but once again, you never turn your back on these things for less than 5 minutes. So we'll see how that one rocks out. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got for now. And I'm going to chart up NU and I'll send it to you guys too in the group chat.
Nice. Thanks, man. Yeah, and these are some things I was just looking at right now. You guys see my charts okay? Like dollar Mexican peso. So, I mean, if I take this out, if you guys remember, because I know Daniel's in the Accelerator and Johnny and I were trading this in this kind of like descending triangle looking pattern. But yeah, you know, we had this like false breakout here on that was on Thursday, and then but look, we're still on the backside of this line here, working our way down. And you know, if we go across, we have this big gap here in the market, and then also this push down, which would you consider that an IT candle there, Daniel? Yeah, me too, for sure. Yeah. Like I thought, you know, and look where we're at. 20 round number, $20. Seems like quite a legitimate confluence there. I haven't put my Fibonacci's here yet. Let's see how that lines up.
What time frame are you on there? Day?
Daily.
Yeah, that could be big.
So
I
yeah,
think
look
that,
right at the 78.6.
yeah,
So that's a lot. Confluence, a lot of pieces to the puzzle. And like for some of the guys that are new, Ron and Simon and stuff, one of my big ways, it's not really a strategy, but man, when you can find, one thing starts to make sense, you're like, oh, this looks good. And then you're like, oh, wait, here's a institutional candle. That's what I mean by IT candle. Here's a big gap in the market. Plus, then you put Fibonacci's here, and then you see there's a confluence of a big Fibonacci level. You're putting the pieces of the puzzle together, and it's like trading's like solving clues and mysteries, right? To get the best setup. And so I think there's a lot of things going on here. And so if this was true, and this made kind of what I just said, like we see some dollars sell off pretty hard because of all the kind of hysteria over the weekend, but then we see it really start to rally or bounce. That would line up pretty perfectly with dollar Mexican peso here. And then I was just looking at EURUSD, and this is a bit of a smaller scale here, but if I go to the 4-hour, so we had this big, what looks like a wedge, and then false, like a breakdown. I wouldn't even call that a false breakdown, but a breakdown here, and from this high to the low of that move, the 127% extension of that is, let me take the box off, right at 119.50-ish, 119.54. And like if we kind of go across here, have a look at what that would be lining up with, pretty good level, right? So if we are looking for a target for shorts, because here's an imbalance in the market or something that needs to be closed, and plus we have that lining up with this significant Fibonacci level, and the momentum still super bullish, right? So, but that's not too far off from where we are, 118.73, 119.54, and like, if we go out to like a weekly chart of that level, that would be, retesting the tops of these wicks here. So, I'm not saying it would be a reversal all the way to 115, but that would be potentially, I think, I'm going to put a sell limit there at 119.54 and have a stop maybe a little bit above. It seems like a lot of things going on there to me. And just out of curiosity, from the top to the bottom here, which lines up with this 86.3 retracement, which I just started using a little bit and messing around with. It's also on Forex Analytics, Blake's used the 88% retracement. I think they were talking about it like Thursday or Friday. So yeah, there's a lot going on. I think this could be a really potential level and really kind of back up the theory that we had that could happen with the dollar. Here's GU. And so this is what, I think I was talking to you about this on the phone this morning, Daniel. So like, well, we had this move, that didn't happen, that it just kind of kept on charging. But from this high to the low here, the 127% extension and 161.8. There's the 127. That kind of area right there.
Yeah, that's.
And then up here, which clearly that's still open area, right? What do you think about that, Daniel?
It's interesting. When I do my charts, I don't so much use the fib measurements like you are, but I'm going to start doing it now just because it only takes a second. And I mean, look how powerful that is.
Yeah, it really,
You
yeah, for sure. It really pinpoints those entries, man. Yeah, and so like, I don't think Mark's on this call. Mark crushes the Fibonacci's. and dollar CAD. I could see that going down to 130. Obviously, this level didn't hold, so we punched through. And this 130.30 level, man, Raul and I were trading that like almost 2 months ago, way back here. That's a really significant area. So yeah, huge level support. 130 round number, that could be definitely a factor for sure. But maybe we punch lower, take that out, and then move higher. If we broke right here, geez, if we broke down below this, then that would be huge, man. Because this is like the last stronghold for a while, man. So this is, I would say, for the dollar CAD, like just critical level of support. If this goes, then it's going to be pretty free fall. Which, if oil rallied really hard, I don't see, if Biden becomes president, I don't see how that would do anything but hurt the oil markets, really, because of his push to do away with fossil fuels. So, but I don't. Oil's more complex than just that. That's for sure. So yeah, dollar CAD sure looks pretty poised for a bounce here. I don't know. We'll see. And then dollar Swiss. Right now, it's just, we can do our charting and stuff, but with like a fundamental, I think it's worth pointing out, with a fundamental event like we have going on right now, especially with the election, but not just, it isn't turning out to be just any election, that's for sure, right? So like a lot of technical analysis we got to remember is kind of going out the window. Here we are on the weekly, that level of where we're at, dollar Swiss. I mean, we're getting down here in no man's land too. Pretty deep. So if this level gets any more exposed, I'd say it's, I get, a long way down. Here's some of these other open spots, I guess you would say. So there's this big gap right there. But if we go to that, that's like over 1,000 pips away. So, I mean, don't think we'll be there by Friday, but it sure just wants to keep pushing lower, that's for sure. So, but I have a feeling that, well, anything can happen this week. I'll just put it that way. But so far right now, we pretty punched through this level, which could be a pretty good trap. What do you think, Daniel? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm not too worried about it falling too far, because when I look at it, I don't know, man. I really don't know with all the fundamentals, but
Yeah.
to me that looks like they're hunting liquidity. It's just straight down. I mean, there's some people that are not happy right now, and there's probably a ton of people that are shorting it too. So why wouldn't the bank flip it around, or the institutions and large fund traders, and just smash them?
Right.
And it looks like they just did a liquidity hunt right there.
Yeah.
Yep. So they went up and just hit everyone that was shorting it, because that's right where it broke through structure, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. So there's probably so many people shorting it that the banks just popped it real fast.
We got this.
And which tells me that they probably intend on going further down if they're going to knock people out, right? I'm not too sure on that part. I'm still kind of learning that, but
Right. That would make kind of logical sense for sure. But yeah, that's my big thing. I really like, out of all these though, I mean, I think that EURUSD looks pretty doable, especially if we break above this level here. I think that 127% would be a really, really sweet target. And same thing with dollar Mexican peso. I think I really like this setup particularly. And in terms of anybody that's doing a challenge or on their funded account already, this would be this would be that opportunity that, like, man, if you could get a good sell limit here and kind of catch that move lower before it went back up, man, you could secure quite a bit of profit. So then you could leverage those profits to just hold over the week and give you that much more room to cover your drawdown limit. So I think that would be just perfect strategy for sure. So those are my big setups that I'm looking at for this week. Does anybody else have any charts pulled up they'd like to share? Cal, Jeff?
Yeah, I can share something if you guys want.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and share my screen. So here to start, I'm gonna share with you guys some things that I have on gold. I was going to open a sell position right here last ending on a Friday, but I ended up not opening the trade. But so here I have some liquidity marked up. I don't know if it was last week or 2 weeks ago that Johnny talked about a strategy that he was probably going to use with this market indecision that we're going through, that it is a double mitigation when you get these institutional candles, and then you, after the institutional candle, you get to a mitigation back to the institutional candle, and then you open a position right there. So I am expecting a double touch on the institutional candle zone, so then I can sell, and that's what happened right here. So we have, I didn't mark this one, but we have right here what seems to be an institutional candle to me. So a kind of buy to sell move, and another one right here. So again, they're all over the market. You just gotta point at them yourself, but it's not like a really strict decision to point them out. So we got here the first mitigation of the institutional candle, and then we got here a second. So I'm expecting this to go to drop. So I didn't open the trade, but I will be looking forward to short gold. I think on the 15 minutes, yeah, right here. So this is on a lower time frame, so nothing is very like conclusive here, but still we got another one right here. So a buy to sell move. So I'm expecting this to go up. If it touches this level, I'm probably opening a sell limit, and then the market pushes it down, taking out this liquidity zone right here. So now let me show you some of my charts.
I like that one a lot. I like that a lot.
Thanks. I am gonna send it to the group later. I haven't shot the.
You used to have gold,
yeah,
on the 4 hour right at the zone, huh?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. So it's.
And it just needs, we have more imbalance right here, and I think it just needs a bit of a correction because we've been on a rally, pretty decent one.
That would line up with AU coming back down too.
Yeah, exactly,
so,
exactly. Yeah. I have that one charted out too. I'm gonna share it. Then I get here S&P. So what I got here is this liquidity zone. Again, these liquidity zones, they're not always like perfectly horizontal. You can get them like this, as you can see that they pointed out like perfectly. So it would be normal to get retail traders selling from here, and the institution just push it up, closing right here. We get we have here institutional candles. So not probably the institutional, but we get here a buy to sell move. So this was obviously probably the institutional move, because you get to see just a massive sell-off right here. So I would like to see. I don't know if this will happen, but I think we can sell off from here, or we can get a last push higher, taking out this liquidity zone here and closing this open order, if it is one, right here, and then coming back down. Because Johnny been also talking about that sell-off on the S&P, that 8-year cycles and 4-year cycles. And this election thing is like probably the catalyst to a market sell-off. Then I have here the theory that goes back to the S&P, and we have here Dixie. So if we get to see a S&P sell-off, I would like to see Dixie going up, so massive dollar strength coming in. And here I have a daily accumulation schematic. I don't know if you guys saw those. It was share some educational content there in the group about distribution schematics and accumulation schematics. And this right here is a perfect accumulation schematic. So I'm expecting this probably to come down right here, or just bounce back up. And if we see this bouncing back up, it would mean that S&P would sell off. So again, let me see Aussie. So if you now on Aussie, I think Aussie dollar is a pair that correlates really good with S&P. I don't know. I think it is. And we got here institutional candle. So I'm expecting this so S&P pushing a bit higher, bringing the Aussie dollar higher too, touching this open order, closing the negative equity, and then we get sell, closing these imbalances down here. It's a setup that I really like. But again, I just put my take profit here, but it can just come down like this. It's a huge move. No, EU. Currently, I'm on a sell in this pair, so I would like this to come down. I think it was NFP last Friday, so this week right here will mean the S&P NFP results. So I'm expecting this to come down, and just that's it. I don't think, but that's an opportunity. There's always an option that you can push higher, closing this open order and then coming down. I think we have a similar scenario on GU. Yes, something like very similar. And Daniel, I think he shared those EU and GU correlation charts, and they always move like together, I think. So yeah, that's all I have for now.
Awesome stuff, man. Are you starting your challenge this week?
Oh, I was going to start up, but I don't know about that because I'm not feeling like too confident for this market and environment, and I don't know. But
good call. Yeah, not force it. I mean, like I said, there's no telling what's yeah.
Exactly. I'm 100% gonna start it, but I don't know if I'm gonna start this week. I'm probably gonna wait just a bit for the dust settle down and then see what happens.
Good call. You're gonna smash it when you do, buddy, for sure.
Oh, thanks.
Cool. Good stuff. Anybody else have anything queued up they'd like to share and go over with the group?
Hey there, Clay. I just had something.
Yeah.
So it was GBJPY again. Can you see my screen?
Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. So I was I took a shot at it. I think it was down here somewhere on Friday, and I didn't really didn't do it. Well, it kind of went against me. But what I'm looking for, if it decides to close above here, I'm looking for this kind of price action here. like a strong close above. And then when I get a bullish candle in my direction, then I'll go long, all right? Or if I get something like this, can you see that there? So that's what I'm looking for around here. So either I'll, if it sort of closes above and then like not that far above, and then I'll try to go long straight away. If not, if it closes really strongly, I'm looking to wait for a bullish candle in my direction and then see if it'll go up again. That's what I'm roughly looking for. Maybe by if we get some JPY strength and then we get some, then we end up with JPY weakness by Tuesday. If we get some dollar strength, maybe some JPY weakness, and then this pound gains a little bit, and that's the kind of price action I'm looking for. Does that make sense?
Looks good. Yeah. And for people that don't know, you're mostly a scalper, right? So what would your pips be? What would you be trying to get?
Sometimes 10, but then it's like, you know, your stop loss, your lot size is big, and then you just have like 80%, close 80% of the position and just let the rest go, let it fly.
Yeah. I mean, we break that level with that wick, that big one right there, and it starts to be bullish. I mean, yeah, I could definitely see that, man.
Yeah, so I'm just looking for this kind of price action, anything that closes really strongly, and it could just really boom up there. That's why I sort of highlighted this bit here, that really strong candle, and that's a 4-hour really, that's a rocket there, and something like that, and then I'll wait for my entry, or I will something like this. If it closes above, and then I'm going to start looking for buys again. I'm trying to not play around in this range. You just keep getting stung. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's pretty messy in there, man. I was looking at it and I was like, man, it's hard to even, could go either way for sure.
Yeah, so down here, I'd be happy to short it. I'd give it another go at shorting it, but I'm just going to have to just control the risk like I did and do that again. I'll take a short at it, but I'm looking for this kind of price action where it just shoots up and then we just wait for a retracement and then, try to go long again. Right?
Hey, when do you guys have your elections for mayor?
I'm not sure. It's soon, I think.
The guy,
I don't think
Brian Rose, who does like London Real, is running for mayor in London.
Yeah. No, I don't think he's got a chance actually. The normally you need someone to win the London to lead you need a personality to win it. So someone that generally everybody can go around. They can't be too far to the right. They can't be too far to the left. And they've got to be kind of like a neutral personality. And they've got to have a big enough, what's the word? A big enough, sort of support and a base. But the Labour's candidate looks the strongest still. The Conservatives haven't been able to field a candidate that has a profile big enough yet.
Yeah, so you don't think Brian Rose has a chance then, huh?
No, I don't think enough people know Brian Rose. That's the problem.
Right.
I think as an oddball, you could always win, and he'd be surprised how many votes he'll get. I don't think he's got a big enough chance to get it. Although a lot of people are upset with the current mayor because of the knife crime problems that London's actually facing at the moment. So people are fed up of him.
So the mayor of London's not going to have anything to say about the lockdowns or anything, anyways.
Not really. He's got to kind of as a position. I don't think it's written anywhere, but as a position, he just has to try to stay as neutral as possible.
Yeah.
And that's what Boris, when he was prime minister, if you look, although he was his party's technically to the right, he was just such a neutral person. He just kept in the middle. Didn't really make any comments. Was quite witty because you can kind of do that kind of thing. And then you can see now as a political being what his true colours are. Now he's prime minister. You see what I mean? He wouldn't have been like.
He had a plan. He knew what he wanted to do.
Oh, he's very intelligent. I think people need to because they see a scruffy guy and it's not really like an English, the way they're meant to dress. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of the graduates meant to dress. He doesn't do that, but that's deliberate. Don't be confused. Don't be taken aback. That's just an act. Inside, you have a real calculated and a sharp man. There's no way around it. You know?
Stone cold British.
Yeah, he's stone cold. He knows his politics, and he used to be the editor of a kind of right-wing satire kind of magazine called what is it called? It's called it's got a bit, but really intelligent commentary he had on it. Private Eye, it was called Private Eye. If you ever Google it, you'll just see all the comment. It just makes fun of everything, you know.
Yeah, man, crazy. It's gonna be another crazy ass week, everybody. So like, don't try to. I made some huge profits last week and then gave a lot of back because I was like, I think too, letting my own, what I wanted to happen with my politics, on trying to force that onto the market. So like, keep that in mind, like our own biases about the way we think things should pan out really has nothing to do with trading in the markets. You know what I mean? So like being so objective is one of the hardest things to do as a trader. But you know, if you're going to do that, try to do that anytime, now would be the time for sure. So yeah, does anybody have any questions before we sign off? It's going to be an awesome week. Welcome to all the new guys, Saeed and Ron. Davender, good to see you back, bro. And
thank you, Clay. It's good to be here.
Yeah, glad you're here, man. I'm really pumped for our call.
Thanks. Thank you.
Awesome.
So I'll book the one-on-one meeting as well, and I will talk to you.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. No,
The one-on-one meeting, I'm gonna book it, and then we'll discuss the Accelerator program.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect, man. We'll get you. I'll shoot you a message after this. We'll get you all set up.
Perfect.
Everything's perfect, and I'll see you all in the chat room.
Sounds good, bro. Thanks.
Cool. All right, everybody. Let's crush it this week.
Hey. Peace, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend.
Take care.